comes to obesity and children living in poverty, where does Alabama stand? The United Health Foundation just released its annual report on America's health rankings. Joining me this morning to talk more about these new findings is Dr. Reed Tuckson. Doctor, thanks for joining us. So overall, what do these findings say? What did your new report find?
Well, what we are finding through our United Health Foundation America's Health Rankings is that overall America is struggling with some really important issues. We are way too obese, and those obesity numbers are continuing to go up in terms of the number of people living with obesity. We have 10% of the population now that is diabetic, and that number is really frightening for the health of the nation. And we're also noticing in America that we are increasing the number of people who are dying from drug overdoses, both illicit drugs and prescription drugs, and that's a real problem. On the good news side, we have less numbers of couch potatoes than we've had across the nation in years past. That's going down, and our smoking statistics are going down. And smoking still is the #1 preventable risk factor for death and disease in America, and that has been decreasing now to the lowest level that it has ever been. So those are positive things inside of an overall troubling set of trends.
So how did Alabama fare in this year's rankings?
We're sorry to report, but Alabama is slipping back. You were 43rd in overall healthiness last year, and this year you're 46th. So you dropped 3 places, and that really is showing us that the real areas of interest and concern have to do with, #1, you're 40th in smoking. Almost 21% of the population continues to abuse tobacco. You're 43rd in the country in the number of couch potatoes. Almost 27.6% of the people living in Alabama are on the couch potato team, and that's too many people to be on that team. And as a result, you're 46th in the number of people living with obesity. 33.5% of the population in Alabama is obese. That is a scary number to recite out loud. And finally, you're 47th in diabetes. That means almost 13% of the people living in Alabama are suffering from a very, very difficult and challenging disease called diabetes, which has terrible implications for overall health status if it is not managed or prevented.
Okay, so doctor, saying all that, what can Alabama do to make progress against obesity, diabetes, and other chronic health conditions?
The easy things are, if you're smoking tobacco, stop today. And if you can't stop by yourself, make today the day you reach out for help. If you're on the couch potato team, change uniforms. We want you to put on the uniform of the movement team, the exercise team. Get up, do some jumping jacks, even while you're watching this show. And if you're not eating properly and you know what you should be eating, you know what you're not supposed to be eating, and you know how much you're supposed to eat, make today the day you change. We have decided to call today the No More Excuses Day. And that's really what it's all about. You can control your own fate.
All right, Dr. Tuckson, as always, thank you so much for joining us. Great advice today.
Thank you so much for covering this.